Hello and welcome to the introductory video to downward speedrunning. In this video, we'll be exploring the movement mechanics this game provides and some more that the community has found throughout its lifetime that are more intended for speedrunning. First and foremost, this game is a parkour adventure game, therefore movement like running, crouching, and some sort of accelerated running would be a must. You can play with both keyboard and a mouse combo or controller, but we'll start with the basic. As it is expected, you are allowed to move your character with your preferred key mapping. Running in any of the directions has a less than a second run-up time until you reach the maximum running velocity. Crouching is a base standard in most first-person games nowadays, and you can do so standing still, and the game will allow you to crouch walk after doing so, or you can crouch slide by gathering speed from a run-up. You can press the crouch key and it will initiate a slide, after which you can continuously hold the crouch key to crouch walk. You can also chain crouch slides, even if this is not intended. By timing them well, you can crouch slide right after you finish one to do multiple in a row. Dashing introduces a more nimble and fast approach to the game, allowing you to quickly gain speed through the use of stamina. The speed is higher than the running speed, however it is not kept after the dash, as you revert back to the maximum running velocity as soon as the dash ends. Also, by dashing off ledges, you gain an additional boost of speed that, depending on your height, translates to a further travel distance, making some gaps easily surpassed. This is referred to as a ledge dash. The game informs the player to which walls are made for wall running, jumping, or climbing by color code. The three colors used are orange for running, blue for jumping, and red for climbing. On both running and jumping walls, you may utilize the dash feature just before the walls to maintain speed throughout the animation and after getting off the wall by pressing jump off of it. Also, you may notice the crosshair automatically retargets where you're headed to. You can toggle that feature off in the settings under the game tab. For the climbing wall, jumping onto it is faster than running up to it and jumping to climb it. Other objects and ledges can be climbed as well, even if they don't have the red designs. That brings us to ledge grabs. Most ledges on structures are possible to be ledge grabbed, although strangely some just aren't. For speedrunning, ledge grabbing is slow and avoiding them is for the most part the fastest route, but it has its own advantages, as it is capable to cancel fall damage, for example, and that is used in the run. Another unique mechanic available in the game is the mark. Starting with 2 charges, easily upgraded through the statues, you can place a mark in a map you can revert to after when needed. Important to note that this mark does go away when you change maps or planets, so if you need a mark, remember to place it wisely. Fun fact about these marks is that, although invisible, they do have a very tiny hitbox on the bottom of it. Fast travel. By collecting sky pieces that are available throughout the entire map or through the challenges rewards, you can buy upgrades from the statues scattered around the world. One of these upgrades is the ability to fast travel from bells to portals. The game is also built around anomalies, which there are 3 of: the double jump, slingshot, and strange anomaly. They all serve different purposes and function entirely different from one another. Double jump. The first anomaly artifact you get to collect allows you to use the blue spirals that are spread around the map to double jump on them. You can also dash and hold your jump key in their direction to gain and maintain a big amount of speed through it. It also resets your height position when falling, therefore it can reduce immensely or cancel completely fall damage. The second anomaly, located in the Winter Sea, serves an interesting purpose. It allows you to hook on and pull yourself towards it, making it incredibly helpful in vertical climbing scenarios. It can also reduce or cancel fall damage by hooking onto it whilst falling. You can also obtain the focus ability, which slows down time and the game, allowing you to make precise adjustments to movement or crosshair placement. The third and least useful in the run so far, located in the deep crater, is the strange anomaly. By clicking on its many anchor points throughout the maps, you can create a platform that allows you to cover gaps otherwise impossible. Bunny hop, most famously known as B-hop, allows you to preserve your previous speed through a precise jump. Using an example, when dashing off a ledge, you have a much higher travel speed than normal running or dashing provide. To maintain that speed on the frame the character, to be referred as Stony, touches the ground, you can make an input to jump, and the game preserves that ledge dash speed, allowing you to cover an extra distance much quicker. This is easier to achieve by using focus to time the input, much more easily, although at the cost of time. Now we arrive at the most important technique that has been developed for this speedrun. Comparable to the more well-known game Celeste and its move called Super, the dash jump, or DJ for short, is a dash input quickly followed by a jump input. The frame window between these inputs is incredibly short, and for keyboard and mouse players, it becomes much more inconsistent to do them. On the other hand, controller players can much more easily get DJs in a consistent fashion. With that in mind, the key mapping for the keyboard in-game is lacking the possibility to map multiple keys to the same function, but the controller key mapping tool allows for such thing to happen. With that said, a controller player can have one controller key bound in-game to dash and jump, performing a DJ whenever pressed, and then individually have two other keys to just jump and dash, which the keyboard mapping system is impossible to do. Keyboard players are stuck with the only option of binding one key to dash and jumping, but not having any other keys that do the dash and jump function individually. Being unfair to people without controllers, in this game for this technique it is allowed to change in the game files outside of the game to input dash and jump inputs. In my case, I use mouse 4, or thumb mouse button as the game recognizes the key to be, to input a dash and a jump, to be able to dash jump and still maintain those two functions separately. The explanation on how to change this is on the resource channel on the community Discord. Now for the results of dash jumping, it provides Stony a tremendous boost to speed, higher than regular dashing and similar to ledge dashing, and a small height boost that increases the travel distance possible further than any other basic mechanic, making it the best second method of horizontal travel, behind sideways dash jumping. Similarly to the regular dash jump, this technique involves the same inputs with one simple change, the direction you are moving towards. Whilst the regular DJ is forwards movement, this one uses one of the two side directions, left or right. For some reason, this one provides a better combination of speed and height, allowing for further distance traveled, making it the best horizontal means of movement. It is also referred to as SDJ. Another example of difference between keyboard and controller is this technique. By making the place mark input and jump input in very quick succession, the mark is placed above the ground where the character is standing, making it appear floating. Currently, this has one single use in the run, which can be seen in the boss fight arena, skipping the boss fight to finish the run. For this to be possible, keyboard players must also change their inputs in the file for this use only. We now reach the most interesting part of the run, the launches. Geometry launches. Utilizing the dash jump technique, it is possible to use the map's object geometry to alter the vector of travel, using slopes and other geometry to push the DJ or SDJ at a more advantageable direction. In the run, we use rocks, pillars, cactus, palm trees, among other possible objects, to get launched with DJs and SDJs much further or higher than imagined to reach the next destination. This trick is in some cases incredibly precise, needing a setup and lineup for it to work. I must insist that although my own setups can work for you, or Fusion's setup does, you should find what is most comfortable for yourself. Speaking from experience, I've changed my own setups multiple times over the years that I've been speedrunning this game. This is probably one of the oldest pieces of tech in this game that we still use to this day. It is the single best vertical way to travel. Made possible by hooking onto a hook point for the slingshot anomaly and then quickly looking away from it, you get a speed boost depending on how fast/far you flick the camera away from the hook point. In the run, we use it in Wintersea right after collecting this anomaly to reach the next area, and then right away again to reach the second relic to advance the questline. In runs, we use the show objective key, same as the skip dialogue key, to quickly and automatically flick the camera towards somewhere else. The timing in which you do the second input determines how fast you go, and therefore how far you travel. Being able to control and know this timing takes a bit of practice, but can be easily achieved. For last, I left the most recent finding and integration into the 90% route, the focused work. Using the focus as part of the geometry launch, we can very easily make precise input adjustments to avoid certain objects in the way of the boost or to gain more height on a slope before heading off somewhere else. This trick was, at first, something hard to wrap my mind around. After some hours of testing, I found that quickly entering focus mode after DJ or SDJ, almost pressing both keys at the same time, made it super simple. This is being used at the moment in Deep Crater to reach where the second relic lies, skipping a large chunk of the intended route and making the previous speedrun route look like a snail's pace, saving multiple seconds compared to the old way, and also in Sanctuary to reach the top of the building where we can place a mark down. And with this, the video comes to a conclusion. I want to thank Fusion for helping the route change so much and single-handedly change this game for the better by introducing dash jumping and later geometry launches. To all the runners of this game, in the past or in the future, a big thanks for making this game so much fun to run. Hopefully this video was informative and allowed you to peer into the world of downward speedrunning, even if just a little bit. Enough to get you interested in playing it casually or trying your hands on doing some runs. Don't be discouraged if you think times are hard to get. The route is constantly changing and we are always learning something. For more information, you can follow the game on speedrun.com or join us in the Discord community, links down in the description. This is all for now. I hope you all have a great day, and until the next one, goodbye.